the Speeding Bulletin. My name is Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com. This is all the Superman related news that happened during the week August 26th to September 1st, 2011. Filming for the Man of Steel movie continued in Plano, Illinois this week, with plenty more photos finding their way onto the internet. Look away now if you don't want to see them. We saw photos of military destruction, Henry Cavill as Clark Kent in Smallville, and many of the photos showed Henry Cavill in the Superman costume up close, showing us details in the design of the costume only previously hinted at. Superman the Golden Child, a fan film about the Man of Steel which is close to completing pre-production for release in the US summer of 2012, is now moving into the casting phase. Anyone interested in being considered for the cast should check out the cast and crew section of the website at supermangc.com. Once again, there's no TV news this week, but we remind you that new Young Justice episodes will begin airing on Cartoon Network in the US from September 16th. Superman homepage reviewer James Lance continues reviewing episodes from the 1950s Adventures of Superman TV series. Check out his review of the Season 6 episode 3-in-1, in which three circus performers, a human fly, strongman and magician, work together to try and frame Superman. In comic book news, Wednesday this week was the big day for DC Comics. It was the day the first of 52 new #1 comic book issues was released, Justice League #1. Ahead of the launch, Jim Lee posted this image on the DC Comics The Source blog. Many stores across America held midnight launch parties, with Jeff Johns and Jim Lee mixing with fans at Midtown Comics in New York, where they handed out free pizza to fans who lined up for hours outside the store. FastCompany.com published an article on the relaunch of the DC Universe of comic books, focusing on Grant Morrison's job writing Action Comics. The exclusive page 18 panel shown is the first major shot of the Man of Steel transitioning to alter ego Clark Kent. Superman's fighting crime, of course, but the authorities are suspicious of his powers. Comic books we reviewed this week included Action Comics 904, which was reviewed by Michael Bailey, who said, "The great thing about this final issue is that it was extremely entertaining," and he rated it a 4 out of 5. Levi Johnson reviewed Flashpoint Project Superman #3, giving it a 3 out of 5, saying, "Some really good ideas, but it was just poorly executed." Flashpoint Lois Lane and the Resistance #3 was also reviewed by Levi, who said, "This is the best of the three in this tie-in," and he gave this issue a 3 out of 5. Superman Beyond #0 was reviewed by Adam DeChannel, who gave it a 4 out of 5, saying, "We get a fairly decent pilot project here." Adam also reviewed Young Justice #7, saying, "Yet another issue that hits a home run," and he gave it a 5 out of 5 score. DC Retroactive Superman the 90s #1 was reviewed by Michael Bailey, who called it a fun read, and he gave it a 4 out of 5. Lastly, James Lance reviewed DC Retroactive Justice League of America the 90s #1, giving it a 5 out of 5 score, calling it over-the-top fun and scathingly witty. Superman comics shipping this week from August 31st include Flashpoint #5, which comes in not just one, but 2 variant covers, and of course Justice League #1, which comes available in a combo pack, a variant cover, and also a variant pencil cover. In other news, Six Flags Discovery Kingdom near San Francisco has announced a new attraction at their theme park for 2012, Superman Ultimate Flight. At 15 stories high, you'll experience lightning speeds of 62 miles per hour, with 2 upside down and 2 vertical rolls. Additionally, Six Flags has announced that Six Flags Magic Mountain near Los Angeles will also be getting a new Superman-related ride, the world's tallest vertical drop ride, Lex Luthor Drop of Doom. Episode 80 of Radio KAL, the monthly podcast of the Superman homepage, is now available to download. In this month's Radio KAL show, Scotty and I discuss the Man of Steel costume, Kryptonian villains, Lawrence Fishburne as Perry White, filming in Plano, Illinois, DC's The New 52, comics that shipped in August, Young Justice, and more. Be sure to also check out Last Son of Krypton Chapter 80 and Lost Daughter of Krypton Chapter 52 audio dramas from pendantaudio.com. And the Superman homepage Super Trivia Quiz has been updated for another month. This time around, the 3 questions we're asking you are, in the movie Superman Returns, Superman says, "Every day I hear people crying out for one." What is the one he's referring to? What is the first name of Professor Pepperwinkle from the Superman comic books? And what is the name of the secret society formed by Dr. Swan in the TV series Smallville? If you think you can answer all 3 questions, come by the site now and submit your entry. That's all the Superman news there was for the week August 26th to September 1st. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Great Scott. Great Scott. Great Scott.
Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V. Thanks for watching. So this week we finally saw the arrival of the brand new DCU, and DC has made a special announcement that there would only be 2 books this week because they wanted to show how special they were and how important they were to the new continuity. Flashpoint number 5, which finishes up the story of how the universe changes to the new universe of Justice League number 1 and the full line of all new 52 number 1 starring all of our favorite heroes, but in earlier incarnations of themselves when they were just starting out as superheroes and before they really knew a lot about each other. The Flashpoint number 5 issue shows that Reverse Flash is not the... Oh wait, spoiler alert! Reverse Flash is not the villain of the story, but it is in fact Barry Allen, regular Flash, who went back in time to try to save his mother, and in so doing change the entire universe. It's not really explained how that would have that much of an ill effect, but all of the heroes were changed. Wonder Woman, Aquaman fighting each other in a war, destroying the world. Superman, a scrawny little guy kept in a cage by the government. And all kinds of other things going down that were not for the better. Barry finds this out and decides to fix the world. I'm not exactly sure I understood how it happened, but I know it didn't have something to do with the cosmic treadmill because Barry tells his mother that he no longer has access to it. However, Barry appears able to run as fast as he possibly can, and he's able, without the use of the cosmic treadmill, even though he says that he can't do it without it, to run back through time, stop an earlier version of himself from killing his mother, and therefore setting the universe right. But it does not set the universe right, as we all know, because now we have Justice League number 1, where all the heroes look a little bit different, have not met each other, and are just getting to know each other in the early pages of this book. In Justice League number 1, we see that it is 5 years ago, and that the heroes have started to hear about each other, but have not yet formed their group and don't know each other yet. I've heard some people say that the book is silly, that the characters fight with each other for no real reason, that it appears they are thugs, that the dialogue is overly simplistic, and to that I say I believe that they are trying to give a new launching point to new readers. So they want to be as simple as they can with these characters, and we'll get into more complicated dialogue and missions and ideas as we move on. But for new people who don't know who these characters are, as simple as we can be with them is probably the best way to go. I do like the new Superman uniform, as we only saw it on one final page of Justice League 1, and I do like the idea that Superman was able to slap Green Lantern down with nary a thought. I'm not really sure why he did it, because it seems that unless Green Lantern went in there on the attack, Superman wouldn't necessarily need to slap him, but it seems like there's some sort of battle going to come on now with Batman and Superman in the next issue, and I just hope they don't do what they seem to always do, and have Batman best Superman in a fairly easy contest, or even in a rough contest. At the end of the book, Batman should not come out the winner. It just doesn't make sense. We did take a little trip out onto the street to ask some people what they thought of the new costumes, and we only got one usable response. Here it is. So here we are out on the street, and this is the first person I've come across. So excuse me, miss. In the new DC Comics relaunch, which costume of superheroes do you like better? Do you like the traditional costume? You know, she generally wears a skirt, and it's red and blue, and it has the S on it. She has the long blonde hair and everything. Or do you like the new costume, the one that has the weird knees missing in the boots and the strange little patchy area right around the crotch? Which costume do you like better? A completely unbiased citizen to be found on the street.
First one.
First one is the one that she normally wears, and the new one. You think? What do you think about the new one?
I just hate that so much. It's so weird.
Well, thank you very much, ordinary person on the street that we just met and have no idea who you are. Thank you. Well, everybody, that's what we've got. The regular man on the street thought about some of the new costumes. Thanks for watching. This has been another edition of Great Scott. Remember,
Always look up in the sky.